Hello, everyone and no one, and welcome to another Rotten Movie Reviews. Uh, yeah, this is a weird one because this was a really weird ass movie. The 1990 film featuring Nicolas Cage leaving Las Vegas, but with me as well as always is Tier Alexander. Tier, how you doing?
I don't know. This is a weird one, my friend.
Yeah, this was a really fucking weird thing. I would definitely agree with Angela, who I guess has to go to sleep for something or other, but real world shit happens sometimes. This was definitely an Oscar bait movie if I'd ever seen one. And like I was gonna come in here doing a shitty Elvis impersonation of Viva Las Vegas, but doing the Leaving Las Vegas. But after watching that movie, I cannot do that to the king.
Yeah. Oh God. What the fuck did you make me watch?
I ain't make you watch fuck all, but to go into it, it's a 19 like I said, it's a 1995 movie. It's supposed to be a drama and a romance, and Nicolas Cage's character is a serious fucking alcoholic. Like, we're talking chemical dependency to the fucking nth degree.
We're talking. He wakes up with a bottle of Jack and goes to sleep with a bottle of Jack.
Takes two bottles of takes two bottles of vodka to the shower.
Drive down the road with a fucking whole whatever had he the fuck he had a whole goddamn bar.
Yeah.
He put drunk to shame.
Oh yeah, he was holy fuck. And then you had Elizabeth Shue as Sarah, and she looked way better back then. She doesn't look terrible, but she looks like she's gotten a few surgeries she probably shouldn't have.
The years have caught up with her. Let's just leave it at that.
And I want to say the guy who fired him, I know I've seen that dude before, and I just can't remember who the fuck it is.
Mhm.
Like, I want to say it was the dude who played the man behind the curtain in, oh, not the man behind the curtain, technically. Oh god, Jim Carrey, to where he's being watched for a TV show
You talking
thing.
about you talking about the Truman Show?
Truman Show. Truman
I know you're
Show.
talking about. I don't want to say Ed Norris, Ed Harris.
All right, that means I'm gonna do this to bring that up. But yeah, so it's like he's a screenwriter whose wife left him because he's in LA, and so he goes to Vegas, and I don't really understand why they call it leaving Las Vegas, because by the end of the movie, the only way you can say that he's left Las Vegas
If he died,
is because he's dead. And
maybe that was just a play on words. Viva, leaving. I don't know.
I don't know, like I said, I could definitely see how this one was supposed to be Oscar bait. And I don't know if I could necessarily say this was worse than A Time to Kill.
But you're right. Time to kill is still fall.
Because, like, Racing with the Moon was better than this. Birdie was still better than this. Like,
At least they had coherent
like
and
Wild at Heart was fucking better than this. Like, this is one of those few movies for anyone who ever, because it's I think just you and I who have the stream up and whatnot. Like, if I can't say I wouldn't recommend watching it at least once. Um, there is definitely the one scene with the three college kids that's
harder.
really fucking hard to watch. That
Yeah.
was a, I will agree with you on that one, Tier. Like, I have never been so thankful for a Fade to Black.
Yes. like like God, he decked her, and it just went downhill for me.
Yeah, that was fucked up. Because it, like, I think I would actually like legitimately have to say it's like after that you definitely have emotional damage.
Yeah,
And like I'm doing that to lighten the mood and whatnot, but yeah, that thing is fucked up. Holy shit.
and I was hoping it wouldn't play out like that, but telltale signs: camera, money, random guy. Yeah, this
Yeah,
like this,
that shit was just so fucking weird.
and Nicholas Cage character was clearly fucking severely depressed.
Oh yeah. And you could definitely tell, like I said, for that whole thing of like, it was definitely a chemical dependency because once he got the right amount in him, yeah, he was pretty good. But he was
Well, I don't
off
know.
his. I mean, pretty good by like of how he could interact with people. He was still off his fucking rocker.
Yeah, he was definitely he was clearly a drunk. Like his moves could swing wildly,
Yeah,
and that shit in the casino. That
yeah,
ugh.
that was weird because especially considering the fact that like he burned the photo of his ex-wife, well, his wife who left him, and his son, and what you hear him screaming is, "He's my son."
Like honestly, I don't think he was. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't think he was all there at some parts.
No, he
And
was going in and out. He was basically using the alcohol to kill himself.
man, they were trapped away. Man,
Yeah,
like,
just
dude.
yeah, that thing was, there was definitely parts it's like, holy fuck, what, like I don't know how the fuck this is supposed to be a romance. Like, okay,
Yeah,
I understand that it's like she finds an attachment to him because, pretty early on he goes, it's, in their second iteration of meeting, because he almost runs her over the first time, that he doesn't even care about getting laid. He's just like, okay, yeah, I've given you the money, just be here with me. And then because her pimp Yuri, who's played by Julian Sands, who he did a great job. Let's not lie. Like,
yeah.
like
Isn't he the warlock? Like, wasn't he the warlock from Warlock? You know,
uh,
Cassandra with a K.
it's called the Warlock, right?
Yeah,
Control F R O C K. Yeah, he was in Warlock.
yep. He is the titular warlock. That's where I knew. I instantly knew him from. I didn't know he had a fairly believable Russian accent. You know, so good on him.
Yeah, like it had a relative, like even though it had quite a few people that you'd seen do a lot of other stuff, like Richard Lewis was in it as Peter, and I think Richard Lewis may have been, no, no, it definitely doesn't look like him. But I know there was also one point where you had French Stewart in there,
Mm-hmm.
and that it's just, this movie is just so fucking weird.
Yeah,
Like, for the writers, because we had Mike Figgis and John O'Brien, were like, they fucking having issues or something. Well, John O'Brien passed before this movie came out.
So maybe he was going through some
Yeah.
shit.
Maybe this was part about his life and whatnot.
I mean,
Just
screenwriter going through some shit. Wife leave him, then he die. Yeah, maybe. This
oh, up, yep, apparently so, because it says author John O'Brien, whose novel this movie is based, committed suicide 2 weeks after the movie went into production.
fuck.
Wow, just
Yeah.
that's oh god, this thing is like it was actually acted pretty well because you were expecting, obviously with the two main characters, you were expecting a bit of, or I was expecting a bit of overacting, and Nicolas Cage brought in spades, but he overacted in the right spots.
Yeah, he did overact in that. All right, so Nicolas Cage in this one clearly he was at his top of his game because dude, Pete Cage, he ding farther done. So what do how do I want to say this thing? His performance was at least he didn't do a shitty accent.
Yeah, he did a fucking pretty stellar performance from what I've seen and have talked to from some people that have legitimately had chemical dependency of alcohol and whatnot, like the shaky hands
Mm-hmm.
and everything. Then he
Mood
comes
swings
he,
were pretty
he comes
decent.
back to the fucking bank after that from having a couple drinks and he's just good to fucking go.
Oh shit. The beginning when he was fucking with the in the bar and he was fucking with and he did dinner, then he goes to the bar and he was fucking with the lady. And the guy like, look, stop, calm it down. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This man, this man was going through some shit and he needed a friend.
Oh yeah. And like she latched
And she,
on to him for the whole not for and that's the weird thing. It was just for the fact of like, well, she's a hooker and he treated her like a person.
yeah, and
And then when the betrayal happened because, she was still going to be a hooker in that whole thing and he brings home another hooker.
she got a little jealous. Oh,
And that's what led to her bad decision of listening to the whole thing for money. So she was pissed off to have shit that should not have happened to her happen to her.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
we we are completely on board of like, okay, she did make a somewhat bad decision of who she decided to have as a clientele. That should still not have happened to her. Like that's fucked up, dudes. Like that's not how you deal with a hooker or a prostitute. Like
That's not
pay
how you do it in
pay.
the game.
That's like if you're gonna deal with a hooker or a prostitute, the whole thing. Find out what you have to pay for. Fucking pay for it. Don't be like the Secret Service down in South America and try not to pay for it. Uh, pay for what you're supposed to do. Do what you're supposed to do, and fucking leave. Like you don't bring them back to your place. Like and once you're done, you fucking leave. This has been life advice from Rotten Corpse about how to be somewhat of a degenerate.
Sure.
Well, I mean, it's one of those things. If it's something that you're gonna do, be smart about it. But just like, my God, this. I would have rather talked about what was it, Kiss of Death with Nicolas Cage. Yeah, that we had with what was that? Uh, fucking David Caruso. How
Oh,
like you and me and James talked about that one for a while. Cause like this one, it's just I'm more frustrated than anything. That's why, like I said,
yes.
it is a movie I would recommend to watch. Do not watch it if you are more prone to have issues with blatant sexual abuse, and
Don't watch this as it's not romantic. This isn't a
this
romantic.
yeah this is not a romantic movie, and this is not something I would recommend watching while you're under the influence of anything.
Agreed.
Like the most I'd recommend is like maybe you had a Tylenol or something. But if you go with any chemical that's going to actually alter the way you think or act, do not watch this movie. Especially
Again,
especially near the end because it's going to hit you especially if you are someone who is typically bound for depression. Do not watch this fucking movie.
yeah,
Just holy fuck.
hard pass if you have any of those issues.
Yeah. And it's the thing is like I can't say that it was necessarily a completely bad movie. It's just that was not something I was expecting. And I will say I'm actually glad that uh, Nicolas Cage had gone out of his typical comfort zone, to where he's typically the overtop, maybe asshole, but it's more comedic and everything. Like this one was definitely a lot darker and grittier, and while
It's very asshole page.
he was an asshole, but there was more reasons for it.
Mm-hmm.
This wasn't like, oh, I thought I got bit by a vampire and I'm having mass delusions, and this is just comical for everyone else to watch because of my overacting. Like this is watching someone who's on depression, it's like who's depressed because of everything that's happened in his life,
Watch him kill himself.
going to a depressant and slowly killing himself because of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I'm pretty sure there's probably some like straight up alcoholics who have the chemical dependency, like, no, this was wrong, no, that was wrong. It's like, yeah, but your average Joe isn't going to really know that unless they're in the know of that type of shit.
Yes. Again, I compared this when we were talking about it. I compared this to a variation of Pretty Woman. Oh, it's oversimplified Pretty Woman. It's a darker version of that. You know, Hook with a heart of gold. This guy, shit happens. But dear fucking god, this movie's terrible. Not terrible.
I mean, it definitely was one of those movies you could tell they were going after the heartstrings.
Yeah, everybody in this fucking movie could have used a therapist.
Oh, and the only one who was going to a therapist, from what it seems like, only went to it after the fucking movie was over.
Yeah, like I get that she was telling her a flashback, so at least she got it.
Yeah,
Be thankful for small favors. But yeah, like, everybody in this fucking movie could have stuff. He could have. She definitely needed. It. Yuri got what he deserved. So in the end, I can't.
yeah.
So God, fuck. Again, still not a bad time.
Well, A Time to Kill was just so out of place for everything that it was for Nicolas Cage being in it.
Mind you,
And
this is young into the case.
and this movie, like I said, I still think it was well acted. Um, I almost want to read the novel it was based on, but I don't know if I could bring myself to.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, just wow, like good lord.
Like I don't. What's what? What's the movie? This shit is already depressing as fuck to begin with.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure they cut that shit out the number.
what's going on, BG?
Yo,
Uh,
BJ.
yeah, apparently the unrated version has more explicit, sexually explicit footage. Uh,
Oh, great.
which I'm not sure which version I got
Well,
necessarily.
clearly you didn't get the explicit version because I'm
We
pretty sure they
we
showed the
that
fucking.
we're aware of, like we could have definitely watched the unedited one
Oh God, Jesus Christ!
and that whole thing. Hey, how's it going, K Shaw?
You okay, Shell?
Oh, and apparently when Yuri was swearing into the phone, he's just speaking gibberish.
Really?
Yeah, but yeah, this movie is fucking weird. Just wow, I'm still kind of at a loss. Although I will say, I
Again,
thought it was pretty funny that when he packed up his motel to move in with her, he just decided to say, fuck it, leave all his clothes, and just pack the liquor.
priorities, man.
Well, I mean, he was looking to freaking get, he was looking to kill himself with alcohol.
Again, there were faster ways to do it.
And it's one of those things that just, you felt bad for him, but you didn't feel bad for him. And I will say, it was kind of weird to see the fact this is one of the few movies that does the whole thing of how it was so far into the movie before you got to the credits. It's like 15 minutes.
Well, the whole preamble, I guess, was necessary to build his character because that fucking scene when he was talking to the guys in the beginning, he was clearly fucked up, and then to have the shit with his boss or the I guess that was the second time was fucking insane. Had him pretending to talk on the phone and
Yeah,
then had the phone upside down. Like, dude, who you feeling?
yeah. And just pretty much no matter what he was doing, he was day drinking.
Yeah. Like, oh shit, the scene with the fucking cop is kind of funny.
What?
The scene with the cop when he in the beginning when he fucking was drinking and he was driving and then
Oh,
the
yeah.
cop pulled up and he's fucking staring at the cop. I'm pretty sure the cop saw the problem. Yeah.
I mean, this was 95 as well when I don't think they'd gone or national for the whole drinking and driving thing. Because you gotta remember, back in the day, it was not illegal to drink and drive. If that doesn't sound weird to you.
Well, sounds weird now.
Well, I mean, that's the case. That's why some of the movies, like even TV shows back in the like 80s and 90s and whatnot, they had one that like the woman, her daughter or something, got hit by a car, and turns out the person was drinking. So pretty much like when they're gonna go to trial, she's like, "Well, what's my luck?" And that whole thing goes, "It all depends on the jury, whether they're drinkers or whether they're not."
Yo, but that shit again, that was kind of even if
Yeah, BG, I brought up that whole fact that the original author, because the director filled in for the rest of the writing in that. Like he even contemplating shutting down the production of it, but decided to go through with it. Just it's a rougher movie than I expected it to be, but still like well done, what pretty well acted, good cast,
good cash
but
shots.
just not what I was fucking expecting. Like until reading the whole thing of like the original novel author committing suicide, I was still figuring it could have been the original thing that this was pure Oscar bait. Because this would have been way before they'd have been like, oh, it's two lesbians doing something or other.
Mhm.
That was typically how you knew it was Oscar bait way back. It's like 10 years ago. It was like, oh, we're gonna have these two lesbians as the main character and something or other. And then when they're at the or then in this movie when they're at the motel, the
Mhm.
second one, but he breaks the fucking table and holy fuck, dude, the way the woman at the motel
Oh yeah,
just
she was grandma was fucking amazing.
oh yeah, like straight up every time basically they got told they had to leave somewhere.
It was
Uh
usually his fault.
well, I mean it was his fault, except for when he got headbutted by the dude. Because his
All
girlfriend was
right.
putting on shit.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they did that on purpose, but that guy was actually somewhat nice. He's like, "Hey man, you're gonna have to leave. It's just what we
Yeah,
do."
like
He's like
yeah.
basically both of it. It's like he's gone, both of you just have to go. And he wasn't a dick to where it's like you don't get to clean yourself up. You just have to go. He's like, clean yourself up, see yourself out. So it's like the
Yeah.
bartenders were the only people who were nice.
Yeah.
And I guess kind of the security guard when she comes back into the casino looking for him.
It spits on him. That 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 was he should have decked her. He didn't, but he should have.
Well, he told her next time it wouldn't be so easy, so it sounds like that he was just gonna fucking pick her up and throw her out.
He essentially did.
He only pushed.
That was a you're right.
But yeah, then grandma at the fucking motel. Holy fuck, dude, she laid into Sarah hard.
Yeah. Yes. Don't cut your hands on it. Get your shit. You out by the next day.
Check out tomorrow
I'll see you
morning,
at
and you
check.
never come back here.
I'll see you at check. Okay. I don't think you understand. Stay around and see what you'll do if you don't check this out.
Yeah,
But yeah, that. All right. So I'm learning that Nicolas Cage has. Well, I won't say I'm learning, but Nicolas Cage really has two fucking what's wrong with him? Either he's an asshole, a hero, or a heroic asshole, or a sympathetic asshole. At least his younger stuff or older stuff. Sorry.
well, I mean, it depends on which one it is, because like Firebirds, he wasn't too much of an asshole. Uh,
I guess. Mm.
I'm trying to think of some of his other movies. Like,
Rachel with the Moon was a dick.
yeah,
Birdie, he started off as an asshole in Birdie.
oh,
Uh,
for Birdie, they're both fucking PTSD survivors of a war. So
well,
I
no, I'm talking about when he was a kid.
yeah, yeah, a bit.
Um,
And that whole thing, Valley Girl, he was kind of an ass. Or he was more like he was supposed to be the bad boy.
fucking,
Peggy Sue got married. Yeah, he was an asshole, but I mean that was more of like because of her going back in time, she became a raging bitch, in my opinion. Like I know she was the main character, but she was just like, oh, I'm just gonna do stupid shit
whatever,
now.
fine.
Moonstruck, he was definitely an asshole.
Yeah,
Ah,
Moonstruck was it.
Raising Arizona, he was an asshole, but he was a comical asshole.
I think he was an asshole. Now when he was an idiot, he was just stupid. That's. I think that was the only outlier. He was just stupid in that one, but that was meant to be a comedy.
Yeah, and
Like
then
you weren't take him seriously enough.
Vampire's Kiss, he was definitely an asshole. Time to Kill, asshole.
Time to Kill, but yeah, he was a dick.
Wild at
Yeah,
Heart, he was kind of an asshole. Firebirds was like the one where it's like he was but wasn't an asshole. He was cocky.
yeah, he was cocky. He was cocky. All right, I mean,
Zandalee
that was
definitely asshole.
definitely asshole Xander.
Honeymoon in Vegas,
He was an idiot,
he's an idiot and an asshole in parts. Amos and Andrew, idiot.
an idiot.
Red Rock West, not asshole.
Uh, eh, okay, all right, I give you that.
Among how everyone else was an asshole for the four main characters compared to him of being one of the four, like he was
All
not the
right,
ass.
okay,
Like he was actually trying to do the right thing and everything.
okay,
Deadfall, he was definitely an asshole, but he was meant to be.
yeah.
Guarding Tess,
He was cocky. He was funny in that one.
he was cocky and like he had to have a couple assholes moments, but he was actually trying to do right. Uh,
Yeah,
it could happen to you. He was not an asshole.
you're right. It wasn't an asshole. What the other? It was
What?
one of the early ones. No, we did Valley Girl. Yeah.
Yeah, he was Ash Holt-ish because he was supposed to be the bad boy.
Yes.
That one.
But Valley Girl was one big ass music video.
Yeah,
So
Trapped in Paradise. He was kind of an asshole.
that one was funny, y'all.
That one was just a weird ass fucking movie.
Dana Carvey.
Obviously, Kiss of Death. He was supposed to be an asshole because he was the villain.
Yes.
And then this one, I wouldn't even say it's like he was necessarily an asshole in this movie. He was just clinically depressed. And he needed to see like an actual good therapist. Not the therapist you typically see today to where, you know, they'd have probably told him he's trans.
What he needed at that moment, what he really needed at that moment was go to, like you said, go to counseling. Clearly, the shit with his wife was really affecting. Like
Mm-hmm.
you essentially are killing yourself because you lost everything. You need to get some help. And he couldn't have had nobody other than her, and she was codependent because she was going through some shit because she was a hooker.
Yeah.
So that shit was toxic as fuck.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's not like the Joker Harley Quinn levels of toxic, but
She's essentially watching him kill himself.
what?
She just sat there and watched him kill himself.
Well, I mean, they did agree upon a non-interference thing, and still, like, she tried to because she wanted him to go see a doctor, which wouldn't necessarily been a bad thing because he might have been able to get something.
He was too far gone.
Not necessarily, but I was honestly half expecting this to end with both of them dead. I knew Cage was going to die. That was just going to happen with everything, the way everything went.
That would have been something if uh they both
Well,
bit the bullet.
that's what it was looking like when Grandma at the motel chewed him out. Or technically, it
I
wouldn't
was
be
expecting,
Grandma, it'd be Mom.
Mom, I was
Cause
expecting a Bonnie and Clyde type situation.
yeah, I was half expecting after that basically her to fall into the drinking as well, and they were just gonna both do that till they were gone. And
Yeah,
instead, from what it seems like, is we don't necessarily know how her life's supposed to go on afterwards. I mean, obviously, he's left his mortal coil,
yeah.
so
She's
it's
still,
and
but like I
she's
said,
at
she
least
got
going to therapy.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. She's trying to get some. So maybe some good came of this.
We can
Um,
hope. I mean, obviously, since it's a movie, there's no.
Resolution.
Yeah. I mean, granted, I will say this one was definitely not a lot of and then. This was a like he
Coherent
drinks.
story.
Yeah, well, this was a coherent story in that whole thing, but this was a, he drinks, therefore this happens, and then this happens because of him drinking. It's like therefore this happens, but then this happens. Like it's not just the and then this, and then this, and then this.
Mm-hmm. This one was.
This
I
one
can't
was
keep.
this
But
one
it's
was
still.
rough. I'm actually looking forward to Thanksgiving to go away from this. Which did you
Oh,
know that on a little side note thing because
sure.
I bought the movie and everything that there is no Thanksgiving 2. Thanksgiving 2 is actually Thanksgiving 3.
Yes.
Uh,
Just like Trolls 2 isn't really Trolls 2, just
yeah.
Trolls.
Nilbog.
It's got Pepper Collins back. Yes, serious stuff. What BB said, the problem with mind therapists is they tend to default
Default
to
to
female.
female psyche. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know because I haven't seen it for, like, I've seen a grief counselor before.
You seen what?
A grief count when my mom
Oh.
died,
Yeah,
you know.
I've went and seen anything. I haven't seen actual therapists, but I went to the mental health thing because like I was having some issues because like when my final grandparent died, I actually didn't know what to feel or know if I had feelings at that moment
Mm-hmm.
for like 3 weeks.
You know, and I get so I can't say one way or the other.
Yeah.
You know, it sounds like an issue, and but this was in the past, so maybe he could have gotten some actual fucking help.
Yeah. And
Maybe
it was one of those things that it seemed like anytime someone tried to reach out to him that he just
shut down.
shut down and everything. And I think that's the reason why his boss, that early on just ends up firing him because he's like, look, dude, we like you. We liked who you were, and we don't know what you have to do to get back to that. He's like, but with how you are now, you're a liability, basically.
Yeah, you're not going to just go. It,
And like that's the weird thing is because like they say his wife leaves him, and we have no idea the reason why.
I mean,
He never gets into the full explanation, and this is a personal theory on this one because he still has his son's bicycle.
hmm
I think their son died.
that would make sense.
Their son died. He went to drinking, and she left him because of that. Because she realized she had to deal with her own grief, but she couldn't deal with that whole thing.
Yeah,
And BG, it wasn't that grief was so bad that I felt dead inside. I had very mixed emotions about my grandmother to begin with, and a lot of that whole thing. Like, um, my father was the black sheep of the family because a lot of what of predominantly her and a little bit of him and or it's like her dad or his dad. And well, I didn't get treated the worst. Like they couldn't necessarily touch my brother, but he got treated worse than I did because we're not we're same mother, different father. And yeah, so it's like for that one, because of just issues and whatnot, and some of the shit I knew that she'd pulled and things that had happened, it's just like I didn't know if I felt sad, happy, or nothing. But
Hmm.
yeah, in this movie, I do feel that I think that's what it was, and that's why he left the bike on the curbs. And when he went to the whole thing of like I'm gonna leave, he just threw out everything he wasn't gonna take with him, which is weird because if he was gonna drink himself to death from so much that he could have pawned it,
Wouldn't have got much.
didn't matter. He was leaving anyway, so all he aimed was whatever they would give him. So that's my theory on this: is that his wife left him because he started drinking because of their child dying, their son. Because I know the whole thing he says in there, I don't know if I started drinking because my wife left me or my wife left me because I started drinking, but fuck it anyways. And because like they have that picture of him with the kid, or it's like two of them with the child, it's just like that's where I think that's the cause of it. I mean, granted, we don't know. We just know that his wife left him. He's an alcoholic, and he's going to drink himself to death.
And he was screaming, "It's my son." Maybe it was his way of, acknowledging it like a
Yeah,
brother.
because that's it. The three instances that I can think of right offhand that we can get of that is one when he burns the photograph of him, his ex wife, and his son or their son, the bicycle that's obviously not his, and then the when they're playing was it blackjack or something
Hmm.
that
And he flips out.
and he freaks the fuck out and you hear him saying that's my son.
Maybe that is maybe it's discussed in the book, and that's one of the things they had to explain.
Maybe it's the reason why I said it's like I'm probably not gonna look at. I may look into this book, but I don't know if I will. I'm probably just gonna stop thinking about it.
Yeah, like, I got enough shit on my plate.
Yeah, I do know I'm gonna have to look into how I can get rid of that fucking heart. Because
Um,
apparently you can do that, but you have to do it like at the beginning of each fucking stream.
really,
Yeah, because I know Polly upset about because I was looking over and it's like trying to read Johnny singing. Even on my thing on OBS, it still has the heart, and it's like I don't fucking want that thing there.
yeah. Hate when grief is so bad you feel dead inside, or when it hits you like a truck when you can't get. When you finally do.
Oh, I can say right now that if like there's a couple people that if they died in that hole anytime soon, like I'm gonna be a fucking mess, and I already know I'm just gonna throw myself into my work and be like, okay, I'm here, and if they're like, oh, I'm gonna like you want to just been like, look, I'm here to work, here to do my shit. Shut the fuck up if it doesn't have anything to do with this. Leave me the fuck alone. I'll get through it.
No space in you and me. Hmm?
I have no idea.
I have no clue.
Probably something one of us said, and I don't fucking know.
That tends to happen. I'm going to give him this. That. Uh, but that's the theory that I can live with. Son died. Ex left him. Turned to drink.
There's no need to program you. No space block or originated lockup. The script you need to kill. Get rid of the heart. Okay, let's bring OBS back up. Maybe that'll let me read it better.
Pop out Janet.
Oh, apparently there's an extension that can do it as well. No, I want to say even Polydub was talking about it, and Monkey was talking about it as well. That there's supposed to be a thing that you're supposed to be able to do early on to actually be able to stop that whole thing. So we're gonna go into here, go to my channel, manage.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah, apparently there was a thing, and YouTube currently blocks it.
I really fucking hate YouTube.
Customization, left channel, save.
Ah, it's going.
Figured it out. Okay,
How you doing?
okay. So you go into your actual studio for that whole thing, and you go to your content. You'll click on the video or the stream you're on. Go to
Mm-hmm.
customization, and you fucking click off live reactions.
Okay. All right.
Holy
Next time
G, holy Jesus fucking Christ! We figured it out for there, folks.
we did it. We cracked the code. We got him.
We got him.
We
Uh,
got him.
the live reactions is dead.
Woo! Breaking news. You know how to kill it.
I mean, granted, this movie would probably work really well for a lot of actual like psychology students and people who are actually going to be
Probably.
therapists to go through and actually analyze shit.
Yeah, because both the main characters, like you said earlier, both main characters are clearly gorgeous as hell.
Oh yeah,
You know.
I mean, hell with Sarah. I mean, she leaves right before fucking Yuri gets popped,
Yeah.
and like quite literally, the fact that they let her leave is pretty crazy.
Well, maybe they didn't know that she was with her. Like, think about it. She when by the time she comes out of his room, she's like halfway down the hall,
Yeah,
and there are multiple doors there. They could have assumed that she could have come from any one of those other doors. If they'd have popped her, she'd have been, one more death that didn't choose
yeah,
the plan. So why get him?
true. But man, that was just
But he knew he was going to just leave.
yeah. If YouTube blocks their own thing, that's retarded. Because quite literally, that was I went through YouTube's own stuff to get rid of it.
YouTube's a retard.
Yeah, but yeah, that like there were spots of this parts of this trying to say spots and
Mm-hmm.
parts of this movie that were just exponentially harder to watch, and it's not because they were bad. It's just because holy fuck, I was not expecting that.
Him getting headbutted was dumb. He, what did you expect me to go into a fucking biker bar and telling about her boyfriend and she's stuck on your fucking ear? And he just yokes her. Get out the fucking way. Just tosses it into the bartender. And and then the crazy bitch runs after him.
Yeah. Oh wow.
What?
I was going through some things on there. That's apparently Nicolas Cage won a 2020 best act. Best act has 20/20 award on there. Shoe was nominated but did not win. He did win an Academy Award for Best Actor with this one.
Wow. Must
Like
have been a slow year.
the awards circuit community awards. He won best actor in a leading role. She won best actress in a leading role. At the Boston Society of Film Critics, he won best actor. Uh, like yeah, it's actually got quite a bit of things in it. It's just like apparently got 10th place at the Turkish Film Critics Association Awards. And
Okay.
I will still say this movie had a pretty fucking baller soundtrack.
Yeah. It was a lot of good music. A lot of old stuff too.
Yeah.
Viva.
It's like I
Of
said,
course they would have that shit. I don't know why I didn't expect it.
yeah, that was so fucking weird. Just God, this movie was so fucking off the wall for so much shit I was not expecting. Like I said, good movie. Um, Definitely don't watch it because you want to feel sad.
Definitely don't watch this
Like,
hoping that
it,
it'll get you laid.
oh hell no! Like unless you got some really messed up chick you're with that you're dating, this is not a to get someone in the mood movie, nor like a sidebar movie that you would just have playing in the background while you're trying to go at it. Because some of this shit's gonna happen. You're gonna be like, I've lost any erection I've had. Like both of you's libidos are just gonna go down.
Damn. And
It's just
again, it's still better than Time to Kill Me. So that's all I got.
yeah, this movie's just fucking out there. And I don't have much else on it. You have anything else on it, really?
Nah, not really. I'm going to go wash myself.
Well,
Soap and water.
before we go, I wanted to propose something to you. So this way Angela can hear it and James can potentially hear it if he listens back on this. I was thinking plausibly starting next week that we do a every other week movie review and then we'll do a talking into the void on the off weeks. So kind of like how
Moon.
Will
Will.
does his like pain streams, and then the other week from that one he does. I think he's supposed to, whether they're odd or even, but then he'll do a video game stream. So this way we can have pretty much like a midnight show bonanza type thing to where it's kind of a 2 days in a row.
Sweet.
Because
I'm game.
that way, I mean, it will put a damper on how quickly we get to the Nicolas Cage stuff. But with next week being Thanksgiving, I definitely want to go through Thanksgiving.
That's horrible.
Well, we watch it, the week before Thanksgiving or the Sunday before Thanksgiving. I
Oh,
mean, hell,
okay.
if we started early enough, we could fucking watch both of them. I'm mainly just looking to watch the first one, which I know is just retarded and ridiculous, and I still want to watch it.
At some point, we have to watch Killer Clowns Monster. I just I
What
think we should watch them.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space?
Yeah,
I think all of us have seen that. I mean, it's an okay movie.
it's a stupid movie and a thing. Ah, it's a stupid movie and I love it. Oh, that's one of the movies I watch almost every year.
See, I haven't watched it in forever just because it's not one I really care about too much. Like the movies I watch typically once a year is for some odd reason I subject myself to when I out to watch the entirety of the Resident Evil movies, the live actions, excluding the most recent ones. So the Mila Jovovich ones, because
Clearly, you're,
I'll watch the CGI ones any fucking time because the CGI ones are fucking dope.
yes.
Christmas horror films. I'm almost thinking about doing that Christmas, like having us do that Christmas action movie, Fright Night. That's got the dude David Harbour, who played the sheriff in Stranger Things. He's done some other stuff as well. To where it's
It's
basic. It's such a dumb looking movie from everything. I know Mr. Adam was talking about it on Friday with Sanguine.
it's one with I think not Steve Goldberg, and he's like so,
Oh, there's the one with Goldberg, or not Goldberg. Actually, it might be Goldberg. Uh, yeah, it's called Santa Slays or
yeah,
Santa
Santa Slade.
Slay. And instead of it being like the sleigh, it's SLAY.
Yeah, there it is. Shit, we can do Silent Night Deadly Which day?
Oh, Bill Goldberg, that was it.
Yeah.
So there's a
You know
lot
that?
of good.
But
So there's
I
a
was about to say,
lot of different ones we could do.
like, there's a lot of Christmas, like Christmas, the good one, the original. We could do shit. We could do the first Die Hard
True.
Christmas movie.
Well, I mean, technically, the first two Die Hards are Christmas movies, even though the second one's just Die Hard in an airport. I mean, hell, we could do the Krampus movie. Hell, there's also the Gingerbread Man.
Oh God, no.
There is Black Christmas.
There's Frosty, Jack Frost.
Yep. Don't Open Till Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
A Christmas Horror Story. Or Christmas Bloody Christmas. Apparently, there's one called Santa Slayer.
Really?
Yep. Then there's just straight up Silent Night.
You know, there's a lot of Christmas themed horror movies, right? Thanksgiving themed horror movies. Like, everybody purposely forgets Thanksgiving.
Well, it's the holiday most people don't really think about too much. So let's go to this real quick and just say Thanksgiving. I probably need to get a new keyboard considering some of the fucking keys have actually worn away. Horror movies. Apparently, there's an upcoming one just called Thanksgiving. Oh, apparently
There,
there is a Poultrygeist, Night of the Chicken Dead. Obviously, the Thanksgiving movies.
that just sounds stupid.
And that seems to be. Oh, okay, there's Home Sweet Home that takes place during Thanksgiving. So there aren't too many that are necessarily for the holiday itself. Well,
Okay.
I mean, it's you also have to look at like there aren't even that. I don't even know how many almost like Hallmark Christmas or Thanksgiving movies there are, if there are any. Typically, most people think of the Christmas time for when you're going to go together. I mean, or get together and everything. I mean, we could always look for like a Hanukkah horror movie.
Really?
What?
I'd be totally willing to see that. I'd be totally willing to see a Hanukkah. As a matter of fact, I would tell my Jew friend about Hanukkah.
Hanukkah horror movies. Do we have anything? Oh, okay. There's a 2009 movie called, or 19 movie called Hanukkah, where it's a group of Jewish young adults are at a in for a festival of frights with the help of a rabbi. They deduce that they are being targeted because they violated Judaic law, and their only chance of survival is to embrace their faith.
That doesn't sound too good.
Doesn't sound too bad.
Yeah, I guess it could be worse.
I mean, typically the things that are the most popular are the Christmas ones.
You know what I would love to see? Well, no, I take it back because if we ever get there, it'll be a fucking nightmare. I was gonna say I would love to see
I mean, we
horror
could
movie.
always just do the straight up the Hebrew Hammer. Ooh,
But
we might have to go with an old school classic that I'm not sure who, if anyone hasn't seen. We could do an American Tale. You know, the prequel of
BG,
the movie before Fievel Goes West.
yeah,
I mean, granted, I'm
BG.
gonna watch Eight Crazy Nights because I watch that every year.
I love Eight Crazy Nights, but really quick,
Mhm.
BG in honor of Teeter, Black Christmas. But
Yeah, there's
there
there
is
there's
enough.
so many fucking horror movies for Christmas. It's ridiculous. There are not really that many for the one thing. I would honestly say if we were to do anything else, I wouldn't mind watching that one Krampus movie.
I wouldn't mind watching it. I haven't seen it. There's enough Hallmark Thanksgiving films to have a
Probably.
25 pesos. No, no, we're talking about
Yeah. Well, I was saying
BG.
in comparison that there's plausibly more of those.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
because
I wouldn't mind watching it. Fuck, I think more holidays need more horror movies.
what?
I think more holidays need horror movies. Like My Bloody Valentine, even though it's not necessarily
Yeah.
uh, New Year's Day. Technically, April Fool's Day has a horror movie. Technically, because they changed the name of it in post production.
Hmm.
Yeah, like I want to say high school killings or something to that effect. And like the whole premise was like the how it was based around. I
Hmm.
have to look it up. You done one be scratching pet? No. Okay, thanks.
Black History Month horror movies. So we'll have to do like one Valentine's Day movie, then the rest just be black exploitation.
Kunta Kinte is a vampire slayer.
But we've been
Your
going
name,
a little over an hour, and there's just nothing left to say about this movie. So
yes.
we'll discuss it next week when we plausibly have some more people. But we're gonna be looking into doing a little change up and to try to get this pretty much more than just the weekly movie and do like a bi-weekly. Oh god, all I know is that just reminded me of a weird fucking joke I saw that was the Kronk meme.
Okay.
Oh fuck. I know I've got to have it. I have to read it to make sure because I'm gonna fuck it up. And it goes, does bisexual mean twice as sexual or once every other sexual? Uh, Plus, since I plan on going to the range this Friday with my dad, because I got to re-sight in my AR because I put in a different sight on it that's going to work a little nicer. And I got to shoot that single action revolver, so I plan on trying to get some footage of that.
Sweet.
Well, I'm trying to do more, but I've had no drive to do anything. I think what I might do, which is very, very low bar to a lot of people probably, I think I might look into some of the Facebook videos that I catch and whatnot, and then just doing a live review or reaction or um not reaction, retort or something.
Retort.
Yeah. But we're gonna get out of here. It's 2 weeks before Thanksgiving. If you got people in your life you care about, reach out to them. You never know when they're gonna go off into a full fucking bender and drink themselves to death. God,
Yeah.
God, that was fucking dark. Like tear. Huzzah! Oh wait, I have a thing for this. Oh, wrong one. Oh,
I'm the butt
but
of the jokes.
well, I mean,
Oh,
I'm not.
it's true.
I'm white. I'm not neon white, so it's like at least for most of me, I get a little bit of sun. But it's if I take my shirt off, you might be blinded by the reflection of the moon.
You're that pale.
Dude, I work second shift, but yeah, we're gonna get out of here. Since it's just you and me, any parting words?
No, Nicolas Cage had some fucking weird movies. So fuck that.
All right, I'm gonna close that down. But yeah, we're gonna get out of here. For everyone who showed up, thanks for showing up. For anyone who may watch in the future, thanks for watching. Some things may be changing with the channel, just trying to get to where it's not just the movies. Because with my typical workout schedule, which is the 4 days on, 1 day off, repeat, not quite mayonnaise white.
You're not quite. You're not quite that pale.
No, I'm a little too tattooed for that. Huzzah! Oh wait, since I got that up, I can bring up this soundboard and go. I'm not that pale.
You need to get the professor going. Huzzah!
Good news, everyone.
To buddy.
But have a good week, everyone. Stay strapped or get clapped.
Yeah.